We are SME Network, promoting self-enterprise.
Here, it is almost impossible for the commercial banks to lend to agri-businesses, particularly startup businesses. Now,
we are SME Network, promoting self-enterprise.
Particularly, I would have been more careful with my own personal income, because, and you can see I'm tilting towards finance again, because there are moments or periods in our business when we had enough or more than enough, a kind of surplus income, and we left this surplus incomes with commercial banks with the hope that as we build our volume, it will make them more friendly, probably give us loans at a good interest rate or faster. But this didn't help. So that in that area, I wouldn't, if I'm to start business all over again, I wouldn't do that. I would rather find how I can quickly put back my income or my surplus to grow my business than keeping it with the bank with the hope that it's going to help in the future. Secondly, what I would have done differently is in area of mentoring. You know, when I started, I took a crop of young guys, but it didn't occur to me that it was not just good enough to have a certificate. It's a different thing to have certificate in agriculture or in anything. Certificate is not performance. So I think I didn't put in enough for the first crop of guys I started with. I assumed a lot. This guy is smart, this guy has good certificate, so he's going to perform. And most of those guys didn't. So I think I would have also looked at how to select. I have taken care of that, how to select the right persons. And you will find out that human beings will surprise you. Maybe the guys you expected least from, they will give you more results. In 5 years, I still see SCL conservatively twice the size it is today. But if things change, which of course I'm sure things will change, either from our own internal arrangement as a country, or with collaboration with the open market, I see SCL really a formidable business that could be reckoned with globally. Because why I'm confident about this is that we had a very interesting experience recently. We looked for bank guarantee for a standing letter of credit within the country. We tried several banks, we couldn't get. We made our case to our partners overseas, our suppliers of what we needed the letter of credit for. They just sent to us that we should provide them with 3 years audited account statement. We did that, and within 5 days, we have a guarantee from an insurance company in Europe that gives us access to do our business with this company, as long as all we need to do as a company is to make sure we sell and make remission to them within 90 days from the date of bill of lading. So you can see, this really tells me that we have a lot of things, and one has to explore all the options. It may not come from home, but 5 years from now, SCL is surely going to be a very good company to reckon with. What this has created for us now, we can ship in at no cost. We don't need to take our hard-earned dollar or naira to send to these guys. They send the goods to us, we sell, and we pay them back for the cost of the goods. No interest, no collateral, all guaranteed by this insurance company. SCL is multifaceted. We've got we've got consultancy, which basically what we do is we clients come to us. We've got a short survey form. You fill in and tell us what you want, what type of agribusiness you want. Mostly people come, they want to go into production, either livestock or crops or whatever. So we ask you, do you have land? Do you have finance? Are you taking loan? So that we can guide you right. If you are taking loan, we will tell you that, okay, when we run the feasibility, the business plan for you, we will be able to tell that, look, do not take this loan, because most of the loans available to you may be from microfinance bank or from commercial bank. Okay, no, this business cannot thrive with this financing structure. But people that have their own money, we tell them, okay, you can go it this way and go it. So consultancy is one thing we do. Second thing we do, we are into production. We produce both livestock and crops. Then we are into processing. Now the processing also requires a lot of capital, because we have to get the factories all imported. Like we run the soy oil factory from the US, it costs a lot of money. So when you ask me, what does it take to set up this kind of business? Really, you're asking me, what does it take technically and in capital wise, human capital and finance, you know. Technically, to set a business like SCL, you need to have a sound mind behind it, a real person that understands agribusiness, not only agribusiness in Nigeria, or agribusiness as a business, not just agriculture. So that for me is a more difficult aspect of it than the capital, because there are some people with tons of money. So maybe the financial, the finance is good, but you need to have the right people who are ready also and willing to pay the price, who have the passion for it. So you have to have that type of person behind it. Then you need the capital, the monetary, in monetary terms, because in most cases, agribusinesses will be on the outskirts of the city or the town, and in most cases, these places will be devoid of roads, devoid of water, devoid of electricity. So you have to provide all this. We provide all this now. We provide our electricity, we provide our road, we provide everything. So you will need a handsome investment in our local currency. It may not mean much in dollars or in euro, but in Nigerian money, you need a lot of money. This has brought out of, or it has convinced me that what I've always dreamed, that we can have common good. We can have good, you know, that is common, can be a reality, because now I work with a crop of individuals, and monthly we have an average of 60 people that we pay salaries. So when I see these people get their salaries and they are happy and they can take care of their immediate needs, I feel very, very good. We have been opportune to have been blessed in special ways by God, you know, to have done things that we've never lost focus. The community in which our factories and farms are sited, we made sure that these communities have water. We made sure that the youth and the women, you know, some groups that are more vulnerable than in the society, are employed, and are employed across, not just from one community. We make sure that the community liaison officer takes, if we have 6 openings, each community brings 1. If we have 7, okay, we take 1 each, 2 in the order, and next we continue. We have also, you know, in a community, giving back by furnishing an entire library system for a government primary school that never saw complete books, you know, but because that is back home where I come from. So the first thing that came to my mind is that having come this far, we have to do something. And I went back. It was interesting to discover that this primary school that I was in 30 years ago is still like that today. So we had to go back to Evans, I think Evans, and then we asked them, what is the books for the curriculum for the primary school education? They calculated, took an average of 25 students per class from primary 1 to 6, and we stocked everything, as you see in any private school, with workbooks for every child in the class. And we did that, and the school was very grateful. Currently, we are having a hospital project in the same community, because this community also lacks any basic healthcare system. And I had a story of a graduate, very few graduates in the community, that fell sick at about midnight. Before they could drive him 23 kilometers to the next available hospitals, he gave up. So I said, this is terrible, this cannot continue. So we've started now. We have finished the fiscal structure, built, roofed, and everything. We are working now into the second phase of the project to equip the hospital and to look for a best way to run it, probably with the missionaries or whoever, to make sure that it's sustainable. But so for me, giving back doesn't come as a charity. I mean, it's not a charitable thing. It's a fundamental factor in my understanding of common good. So it's not giving back because you have surplus. No, it's giving back because it is a central point. It's a central factor in spreading this message of common good. That if you have a good that can reach many others, then you multiply it, you increase it. So it's a necessity. For SCL, or for me as a person and a little organization, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, and she said that few of us are capable of doing great things, but all of us are capable of doing little things with great love. In the same business with me, I see them more as collaborators. We are not competing, we are not at each other's jugular, because if we really do the right thing, as these meltdowns have shown in the world, that if we cooperate, it's the better for us, because at the end, nobody can service all the clients in the world, and particularly with a country as huge as ours, over 170 million people. What is little SCL going to do? You have more than enough people to work with. He has a gift to do well on his own, and I'm tempted to tell him, why not quit and start something? But I try to control myself now. Having 2 years after I started SCL, I examined how far we've gone, and I decided one thing that I will never do is to tell someone start a business or be an entrepreneur. Now, I want to explain this. Anybody that you tell him to start a business and he starts it, the business will collapse. But for someone that has the gift and the passion, then what I will tell them, naturally they would have started their own business on their own. So businesses are not things you start because somebody told you to start. You start because if you don't start it, you will not sleep at night. Yeah, my last word for SME network is, first of all, you are doing the right thing. Because I don't know from where the idea came from, but I think for our country, this is the right thing, to prompt, to encourage, to identify, to project, to say a word about what individuals can do. There is no country that grows because government is doing the business.
We are SME Network, promoting self-enterprise.